Hey everybody, it's your old friend Comic Crack, back with a video. The first thing that you're looking at here, as I was kind of reorganizing the collection and all that work, I found some old art that I did. This particular piece is a Darwin Cook ripoff. When I got some Copic markers from Special Sexy Lady Friend a couple of years ago, I did a number of drawings using the brush part of the marker because I don't have experience previously painting. I don't have much experience using a brush at all, and I understand that the Copic marker doesn't react exactly like a regular brush would. The point of it is that I don't have experience using that type of tool. So I wanted to give it a shot, and I did a number of drawings, the majority of which were just horrific and now don't exist. All wanting to just learn how to better use the tool. But this one remained. This one, and there's a Bruce Timm one that I'm not going to show you. I don't love it. This is the one that I love. I really, really like the way this one turned out a lot. The lines, I think, look amazing from that brush, and I mean, Darwin Cook hands down just draws sexy, beautiful women. I love his illustrative style. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of Bruce Timm's style as well too, no doubt about it. And there's something about sitting down and actually mimicking an artist's style which help you appreciate it, I think, a little bit more. You can see, as you're drawing, you can see how important just a single line can be. I mean, it's been a while since I've talked like this, but if anybody has been watching my channel for any length of time, you know my fascination sometimes with just a simple line. And I mean, a line like that becomes so fucking important. The weight of the line becomes important, the length of the line, where it's positioned. A little too far away and it's gonna not look right, a little too close, it's not gonna look right. I don't know, man, there's a beauty in just one simple line that continually boggles my mind when I'm looking through artists' work, or comic artists' work, or illustrators' work. Well, especially illustrators. It doesn't mean it never happens in comics. I don't mean to imply that. It's just that I think in illustrative work it sometimes is a little more apparent. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you. I found some frames at Value Village, and I thought that this one deserved a frame because I want to put it up downstairs in my man cave. So today I went to Book Fair and I picked up the remainder of the undergrounds that they had there that I don't already own. I tried to work a deal with them as far as like, listen, because I wanted to take even the doubles that I had and then some that I wasn't as keen on having that weren't quite undergrounds. They were like Eros Comics titles, which I'm not a huge Eros Comics fan or anything, but I would have taken them if she would have given me a deal on a whole number of them. She didn't want to, which is completely fine. She said, I think they're priced really cheap already. I'm not in any rush to sell them. I know that they'll sell. So that's totally fine. It's her store, it's her comics. If she doesn't want to do a deal, completely okay with me. So I left those Eros Comics and that sort of thing behind. And even the doubles that I had, even though there would have been a couple that would have been upgrades, I left them behind too, just because I would have only taken them with a deal. So let's have a look at what I did pick up. Move that out of the way there. Here's one for you. It's called Abortion Eve, and it's a discussion about the legality of abortion, what to expect during an abortion, head trips before and after, and much more. So yeah, that's a fantastic item to have. I haven't looked through any of these yet. So I don't, and a lot of these titles that I picked, I don't know anything about. There's even a few that aren't from like Kitchen Sink and Last Gasp, and I think this is one of them. It doesn't say the company, but I don't think this is a Last Gasp title. So I won't have too much to say about the individual comics this time around until I get a chance to sit with them and look into them. But we will still enjoy looking at them. Another Kitchen Sink. This is Adventures of Crystal Knight. Sharon Rudahl did the cover here. I'm guessing that it's the same for the interiors. And something called Anarchy Comics. I shot this video already. And I noticed this, although now that I'm looking, comics from France, England, Germany, and USA. And this one says cartoons from USA, Holland, Germany, England, France. I'm only pointing this out because both of them are number 2s. So I'm wondering, maybe one was volume 2, number 2, or maybe there was a misprinting on the front. They're both from Last Gasp. This is a first printing, this is a second printing, which leads me to believe that they're possibly the same comic, just with different covers, which I didn't notice when I picked them up. I just saw 2 different covers and grabbed them both. So there's Anarchy Comics. And then another Anarchy Comics. This is a 48-page thick issue. This is a first printing as well, too. 48 pages of international anarchy. So those will be great. Get a taste of some underground comics from around the world. Really looking forward to those. Couldn't let a cover like this pass me by. From Serious Funnies, this is authentic visionary comics. Warning, imminent danger. On this site, another Country Bonanza shopping center. So there's a big iron giant storming through the prairies with his chains. And from another company, I think that says Dancing Rock Press, something called The Big Trucker by Dennis Dunn, illustrated by Steve Abbott and Bill Siegfried. This is Class War Comics, another Kitchen Sink. And this is Dopin' Dan by Ted Richards. 1972 is the year it's signed there. Look like there's a bit of writing on the front. It's a third printing and the cover is a bit loose apparently. There we go, and then another Dopin' Dan by Ted Richards. Everybody's favorite Beetle Bailey type ripoff. And this is something called Animal Bite Comics from Everyman Comics by Doug Hansen. Doug Hansen presents comics by animals for animals. I love the cover, so I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to looking into all of these as I bag and board them tonight. I'm going to browse through another great cover, Fever Dreams, Adults Only, the 6th printing from Kitchen Sink Enterprises. Really nice cover on that one. And then the first issue of Fog City Comics. In my previous video, you saw that I had number 2, and this is by Rand Holmes from Vancouver, Canada, stamp art. Not for sale to children. Funny animals from cover to cover. It's a great cover. From Ripoff Press, Little Greta Garbage, number 1. When will my sweet prince come? Looks fantastic. Yeah. And there was another Mickey Rat, a second printing of this. Sorry, I hope that glare isn't too bad. Are you able to see that stuff? I think so, hey? Yeah. Mickey Rat number 4, featuring Dizzy Ratstein and the Couch Potatoes. And this with a first printing apparently, with quite a cover, like a paper bag looking cover. One-Fisted Tales. Fantastic looking cover there. I'm tempted to, I'm going to put that aside. Maybe at the end we'll open that sucker up. And dedicated to the memory of Ms. Roberta Loaf. This is Lee Mars, The Further Fattening Adventures of Pudge, Girl Blimp. This is number 2, and this is a first printing as well, apparently. A ground level comic from Star Reach. So that looks great. Good old Mary Fleener. This is another rip-off press, and it is Slutburger Stories. Oh, sorry about that. This is the Comic Crack channel. Why do we have to have tape covering things on this channel? It's just cleavage. Holy jeez, you've got to be kidding me. There you go. There's cleavage. Cleavage. We have cleavage, ladies and gentlemen. We've achieved cleavage. Gotta hide it. Can't show it. Oh, Jesus. I apologize, people. I really am just embarrassed by this. I really apologize. Now we're definitely opening that fucking One-Fisted Tales for adults only. Jesus Christ, how sensitive are people? There you go. So Warren Greenwood's Space Dog. The Greenwood Organization. Trina's Women, with Rosie Panthea and introducing Lulu Bell. Trina, 1976. No printing written on here, which leads me to believe that maybe there was only one printing. 75 cents, 1976. That sounds not quite right for 1976. This one is a great cover. There's a bit of damage at the top, but I'm not too worried about that. View from the Void, from, I think that says Cosmic Comics up there in the top right. Love that cover so much. It's fantastic. I'm hoping it's the same stuff inside. Some dirty, hairy looking guy there. And then finally, here we go. The 8th edition of Zap Comics number 0 from Apex Novelty. Now that I have the book, I'll be able to double check. I'm sure that they looked through the book for all of these, but I'll just kind of double check with the printings and things, with which editions they are. Awesome to have these. The last ones here are all Zap Comics. And this is Zap Comics number 1, the 6th printing. Really excited to have this as well. If you watched the price guide video, you know that this is the book that started it all. As far as that era of underground comics, this was the most important comic, the one that really just burst the bubble and got everybody excited about these crazy perverts making their dirty comics. Yeah. So fantastic. 6th printing of the first Zap Comics. Love it. Love it. And then this is Zap Comics number 4 from Apex. And this one says it's the 4th printing. Classic cover there as well. Love that cover. And then finally we have Zap Comics number 5. This one doesn't have a printing number on the top. Where's the price? Number 5, it doesn't, maybe it's behind the sticker here on the inside. Curious. Anyway, another great cover. Special Business Executive issue. Say, this is mighty snazzy, he's saying there, so that's great. So there you go. Apex Novelties and The Last Gasp. Love it. I'm really glad. Yeah, I'm glad to have that. And it's funny because I have nothing against Zap Comics. It's just that Zap Comics was never one of my favorite titles. Not that I dislike it by any stretch. But it's really great. This is the historic stuff for me, you know. The collection can't be without. So here we go. Let's have a look. So just a brown cover all the way around the outside, which reveals that. There we go. Yeah. One Fisted Tales #2. $2.50 cover price. So that's quite a later edition. Part of me wants to rip that damn thing right off, but I probably shouldn't. Anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you liked the little haul video. Sorry I didn't have too much to say about them. Two last things. First is thanks very much for everybody who made it through the 55-minute ranting on the underground price guide. Had some really interesting feedback from people. Kind of continued the conversation a little bit over at Castle Red Skull. Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this style of comic. I've heard from quite a few people that you know, some very kind words as far as me and my channel go, and I just want to say it on video that I really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. I mean, I would talk about this stuff regardless of if there was 5 people watching or 10 people watching. You know, it doesn't really, it wouldn't matter too much. I collect these because I like to collect them, and this is where my love is in comics. But I do, that said, I do really appreciate the really kind things everybody says. And I appreciate that people feel excited to come in and watch some of my videos because they know that they're going to get stuff that's out of the ordinary. I'm glad to provide that kind of service here on YouTube. By no means am I the only one, though. If you guys don't, I'm sure by now everybody has, because I've mentioned it so many times, you know, Spiro.Geek, Earl Grey, Gore Vidal, Big Shot Comics. Those are guys that are equally as interested in the undergrounds and all sorts of international comics as well. So if you don't subscribe to any of them, do yourself a favor and subscribe to them. And the very last thing that I'll say, and I swear I'll only take 30 seconds of your time. I understand if you want to stop the video, which is why I said it. I'm saying this at the end. For the love of God, my American friends, please make sure that you go and get yourself heard out on the streets, at the polls, at the booths, at the voting booths. Seriously, I mean, it's a product of our own media here as well too. I'm not saying that it's a product just of yours. People love numbers and polls. I am very skeptical about polls for many reasons, which is a conversation in and to itself. But the numbers that I've been hearing as far as turnout for Democratic and Republicans is so fucking low that it's terrifying. Understand that from my point of view as somebody that's in Canada, seeing this at a distance, understanding the way media works, I'm not ignorant of that kind of stuff. Shit is scary down there right now. You guys are scaring us a little bit. Maybe some of us a little more than a little bit. If Trump comes to your city to hold a rally, which that word is now a scary word in relation to him, find out which groups are protesting and picketing and trying to stop him from speaking, and please don't be afraid, and please make your voice heard in that respect. I'm begging you. I'm just fucking begging you. Yeah.